Hello and welcome to another replay cast from the recent 4th of Samurai Flash tournament. This is yet again another match from round 8, played between KillerPancake in the black banners and Klayton in the yellow banners. This is once again a best of 3. First map picked by the attacker KillerPancake, so we are on Chugoku River. And we have a workshop, a farmhouse, and a sword dojo. I'm going over the army real quick of KillerPancake. So he has invested quite a lot in his cavalry. 4 Yariki rank 6, each with 24 attack. 2 Revolver Cav. Then Red Bear, Shogunate Guard, US Marines, Shogunate Guard, and Red Bear. So very expensive army, 3 guards, more elites than you would usually see. And his general is a command gen. Then for Klayton, he usually plays somewhat larger armies, so he has Yariki, Revolver Cav, Saber Cav, all vanilla on the right, and the same combination once again on the left. Then you see 1, 2, 3, 4 Red Bear, a Shogunate Guard Infantry, a Royal Marine, and a Black Tortoise. And his general is a full command gen, so without gun enabled, meaning that he does have, or I would assume he has a stand and fight. Alright, let's go regular speed. We'll see that Klayton is likely going to get the sword dojo, and KillerPancake is going to get this workshop, with the farmhouse likely being contested by both. It's hard to say which player is going to be favored by a slower type of engagement, because on the one hand, Pancake has a lot more aggressive cav setup, but with 3 cards you kind of want to make use of them, and in these very quick engagements you usually don't have the time to really use your elite infantry to its fullest potential. Get some nice macro here by KillerPancake, 10 kills on the Shogunate Guard. And here he doesn't have a range advantage, so Klayton will get the first volley. I don't think this is going to be cost efficient for black, even though he will win this 1-on-1 engagement over the long term. Now the Royal Marines got into position right in front of the Red Bears, firing down upon another Red Bear, so yeah, this is necessary now for black to retreat. This is pretty much unwinnable. Naval bombardment coming in here as well, doing 2 good hits on the Shogunate Guard Infantry, already down to 80 men. This is yeah, great positioner tool used by Klayton. And oh, I think here I missed the start of the Cav engagement. It looks like the Red Bears got 20 kills on the Yariki. And given that this is vanilla Yariki against level 6, this is a great win for Klayton. Also Revolver getting killed by Red Bear and Revolvers of Klayton, so so far the Cav hasn't been managed that well by KillerPancake. I think this is more of a desperation attempt here to change the tide of battle after his right flank got completely rolled up. His US Marines got into a nice position, still full strength, same with his Shogunate Guard. They will get lots of kills, but I fail to see at this point where he's going to get where he's going to break Klayton from. Like cav wise, he's down to 2 depleted calves. Klayton has 5, 2 of which are full strength. And slowly but surely this Royal Marine is coming to be a pain in the ass in KillerPancake's right flank. Second naval bombs don't do any damage, but force off this US Marine. And yeah, I think this is pretty much a wrap now. Not much he can do here. I think just like the setup of KillerPancake was just the wrong one. Like I don't think this army works here. Putting so much money into both melee cavalry and into your infantry setup kind of begs the question of what the original plan was, because it doesn't really fit together that well. I think you'd have to go either or. Either supplement the elite focus with more cheaper line infantry, and then you go with a classic line build, or you supplement your CAF investments with a bit more mobile support troops, either some spears maybe to support the push, or just a couple more Red Bears, Black Torches to have the numbers as a backup force if you do initiate with the CAF. So I'm going to fast forward this one. This is just going to be the last stand. I mean, Klayton did throw away his CAF at the end. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, but I think this could have been much more decisive than it was in the end.
Your general can no longer fight, sir. He is sustained.
Yeah, Klayton just advantage of almost 400 men on a map with a lot of force patches, which can make even cheap units quite sturdy. That's very tough to crack and to break. Royal Marines weren't that decisive actually. 200 kills, I think most of them he got on pretty late in the end when the battle was already decided. I think crucial was just the positioning of the Royal Marines, the first naval bombardment, and the subsequent CAF fight that was mismicroed and mistimed by KillerPancake. Where's the second revolver? They actually got decent kills. It looks like they just got massacred, but 92, 126, that's not too bad. Did seem to perform better than at least one of Klayton's revolvers. But anyway, this makes the score. And we hop straight to game number 2 between KillerPancake and Klayton. We are now on Klayton's pick, which is Osaka Plain, with a shrine in the center, a sword dojo on, an archery dojo on Klayton's side, and a sword dojo on KillerPancake's side. So quite strong dojo setup here. So for black, we do have Red Bears, Shogun Guard Infantry, Infanterie de Marine, Shogun Guard, so again 3 guards, 4 guards, Royal Marine, 5 guards, okay, this is getting crazier, Shogun Guard Infantry, and the left flank of Red Bears. CAF-wise, he downsized his CAF investments, so it's only 2 revolvers and 2 Yariki, also leveled only on 1 chevron this time. His general remains unchanged. Command Gen. So for Klayton, we do have 2 Yariki revolvers on one side, and Yariki revolvers and Saber CAF on the other. Again, he has a somewhat larger army, unsurprising, given Black's setup. We do have 2 Black Torches on the right, so Shrine could be really essential here for Klayton. Azure Dragon Force, Red Bears, US Marines, Red Bear ranked 9, interesting, and another Red Bear. So Azure Dragon Force only being taken since he reached the 4 Red Bear limits. And it looks like he's going to get the Shrine, unsurprisingly, because again, with so many guards in the setup, Black has to play a bit more guarded and defensive to make full use of his units. Now this does appear to be quite risky. I don't know what he's... I think he might get shot by the revolvers. This, yeah, he might lose his general here. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think he just wanted to kite a little bit, get some shots off with his gun gen against the hidden calf, but yeah, that's what can happen when you try to arrest revolvers. Won't cause too much of a shock because he has so many guards that there's basically like every flank will have lots of aura boost. Will cause some damage to the revolvers in return as well. But anyway, the engagement has started in the center around the shrine, so US Marines against Infanterie de Marine. I think the US Marines either got the first volley or because of the positional advantage in the forest, they got the better engagement. At the same time, Shogunate Guard against Red Bear rank 9. This is not going to go well for Klayton because he practically gave up or had to give up due to the terrain the range advantage. So now this is basically just a slightly skilled Red Bear against the Shogunate Guard, and the Shogunate Guard will defeat it handily. Now also some naval bombs coming in. Slight misses so far, let's see. But it might help his Red Bear win the engagement. At the same time, lots of engagements in the center. I mean, this does not look too good for Klayton here. Azure Dragon's Force getting destroyed, Red Bear being destroyed. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a decisive win in the center for Black. And I get the feeling that this calf engagement is coming in a little bit too late. Let's see if he's like... they even get a shot off at the It looked like they were going to shoot the revolvers, but they had an attack order on the Red Bears. Interesting. But I think like Klayton had such a calf advantage here. There was no need to engage the center. He could just like go around, either take on Black's cavalry or don't, depending on what KillerPancake chose to do. And then he would be able to harass him and be a pain in the ass in the backline of Black's center. And now this is way too late for the calf to be effective. Klayton's center completely evaporated here. Let's see, Shogunate Guard 130 kills, Royal Marines 226. These Red Bears didn't even fight yet. And curiously, Klayton does not have the shrine anymore. I think it just got decapped, which will be detrimental to his army because there are no more aura units left, and yeah, I think that's that.
Damn lily-livered cowards!
These two Black Torches are too late to the party as well. I think Klayton just underestimated the firepower of the center a bit, thinking he could at least survive for a little bit longer for his calf to do the damage on the flanks, but in the end, assuming that the guards even got the first volley, barely takes them like 20-30 seconds to destroy those cheap lines, and there's really nothing much you can do. Still a bit of back and forth. I don't know what that's trying to achieve.
Your men are routing, sir.
Oh, there was a red bear hidden that I didn't have on my radar. But yeah, KillerPancake can just push that one off. Here Klayton, I think, accepts defeat, goes or grabs the first volley. Nothing much more to say here. I think, like, technically, even though I would never recommend taking an army like KillerPancake has, in the end it turned out to be a pretty good counter to Klayton, because Klayton himself had two 150s, which is also unusual, I would say. If Klayton here went for like a classic setup, 150 and a little bit more money in maybe cavalry, maybe an additional shogunate card, I think he would have had much better chances here. I think, incidentally, this was just essentially a hard counter, and it's something you can't really plan for sometimes. But yeah, in the end, I mean, the premature death of the general basically had no effect. I mean, there were no units where you would think they routed too early or something. Yeah, it's just an insanely small army. And then for Klayton, yeah, he has 3 lines with fewer than 40 kills, US Marines 55. It's pretty evident what went wrong here, I would say. But yeah, this equals the score 1-1, meaning that we are going to get a third battle. So I'll see you there. And we are back on Game 3, the tiebreaker on Hapo Ridge. Right away, you can see not only that this is played on a summer map now, because there's better visibility, which makes me happy, but also that KillerPancake has brought a full-on rush setup here, which is very effective on this map. I like it a lot, like to play it a lot as well. And so what does this rush constitute of? He does have 2 Yarikachi, 1 on each flank, rank 6. Chevrons, both attack, defense, and possibly morale, it would seem. Then he has 2 vanilla Shogitai and 2 more Yarikichi on rank 9, it would seem. Very expensive units. No meat shields that I can see. Also interesting choice. This could be very painful, but of course even the meat shields, if you're talking about Spear Levy, in my opinion cost quite a lot of money. So I guess I understand it, that he doesn't choose to bring any, but we'll see. Then Cav-wise, he has a Revolver Cav, 2 Revolver Cav, also interesting choice for a rush. And 4 Yariki, some of them rank 1, some vanilla. His general is still unchanged, command gun. Then for Klayton, he has 2 Yariki and the revolver. I think there's also 2 more Yariki in the revolver here, only that one is hidden. He does have an Armstrong gun, a full command general still,
Sir, your
a red bear, a Royal Marine, a red bear, another red bear, a red bear and a black tortoise, so 4 red bear in total and 1 spare levy. And dojo wise, we do have a workshop in the center and an archery dojo and a sword dojo on the side. So the melee dojos are of course crucial for KillerPancake here. The archery dojo less so. I think that is negligible, given that this is going to be a very quick battle either way, no matter how it goes. But of course, this is again, regardless of how it is microed, if you play artillery, the last thing you want is for your opponent to bring a rush setup. So this is a bit unfortunate for Klayton, but it's always a risk when you bring arty. So now he has less capabilities of blocking this rush. He only has one spear levy, which is going to melt away very quickly. And then he basically has to use his calf with decently timed charges to buy his infantry the time to retreat and reposition and shoot again. So now the Shogitai are going to play the role of the spear levy in this movie, being sacrificed for the meat shields, 0 kills basically. So very costly loss for KillerPancake, but at the same time, now we've reached the stage where the Shogitai and the rank 9 Yarikachi have connected. There is a Royal Marine behind, but I don't think the full unit is able to fire without causing friendly fire. At the same time, we see Yarikachi having lost 40 men, be connecting to Red Bears, so this is going to be very painful for the Red Bears. Here we have a Yariki fight, a Revolver Calf flanking around for Pancake, and this Yarikachi still being idle, being undecided on where to go. Very interesting. So basically, you can consider all the units in this area, they're basically dead. You can't even retreat them anymore at this point. This all just comes down to how the second and third line of Klayton are going to perform here. Here we see Revolver's Yariki hunting after KillerPancake's Revolver. This one I like because I think Klayton, especially now with the retreat, is going to be able to kill this Revolver. But okay, this was really well played by KillerPancake. Basically, he moved his melee units a bit to the left, and then came in behind his blob with his Revolver Calf, which then basically had a free line of sight, now destroying this Royal Marine. This is a really, really cool move. And yeah, in the end, these Royal Marines didn't have any protection anymore. There was basically nothing Klayton could do. This is also an interesting choice. I'm not against it. So basically Klayton leaves out one Black Tortoise out of the battle to get the Sword Dojo, but in the end even the Sword Dojo I don't think is going to put a dent into how these melee fights are going to go, especially because now he's going to suffer with morale. And I mean the artillery is now focusing the general, which is the best you could do at this point. But there's really nothing left for Klayton anymore that could kill these Yarikachi. Even a full Revolver left for Black. I think this is a wrap pretty much. Again, very unfortunate for Klayton to bring these Armstrong guns. I think he expected Black to play with a lot of guard infantry again, in which case the Armstrong guns would have been an excellent choice. But now this one is basically useless. 70 kills for a unit that's that expensive. But again, this might have been also just like really good mind games by Black. Anyway, I like to see a rush succeed, even if he had to sacrifice a Shogitai for it. But yeah, well played to Pancake, beating Klayton 2-1, and basically moving up into the semi-final of the tournament. Let me just have a look at these stats here. Revolvers being overkill, Yarikachi the second Shogitai doing lots of damage in the center, that was basically all that was necessary to break it. The Yarikachi rank 9 didn't do too much because they were basically the second row of units, but the first one was sufficient to break Klayton's core. It's also worth mentioning that for basically the entirety of the battle, the general was way in the back, behind the artillery, so not really morally supporting his troops to help them withstand the melee rush. I think that was also a poor choice. But yeah, anyway, I think no matter how he did it or how he played it, I think this was always going to be very tough for Klayton with those two armies pitched against each other. So anyway, interesting games, I must say. Some questionable armies, but fun nonetheless. And of course, congratulations to KillerPancake for the victory in round 8 of the Flash Cup. So anyway, maybe I'll cast some more games from the Cup. I don't know, I'll do it on a case-by-case basis, depending on how good the replays are. But anyway, I'll see you probably very soon again with the replay cast. Bye bye.